Welcome to Yellowbrick Road. I am Jordan, and today we're gonna follow up with Valhalla VFT, where he's had basically saying like, yeah, I'm gonna absolutely destroy this whole Mitch Snow, Candace Owens, Fort Huachuca story. I'm gonna just destroy it by showing the credibility of the Mitch Snow guy. Is what I believe he's gonna be doing. Fort Huachuca. That's hilarious. You can see this chat's open. He's live right now, but we are rewinded by quite a bit, like 30 minutes back. So the chat, I wanted to show the chat for a reason. Like, oh, okay, I'm okay with like letting this fly, but it's not in real time. Just so you know, like we are 30 minutes rewinded versus where these guys are at now. So it may
That
not
means you
fly.
have to sniff his booty harder.
Shut the
You got to get in there and sniff that booty.
shut the pink eye. Before I get started, don't forget to share support. Hopefully, donate to all the links in the description box. Also, please check out the Discord link if you want to join that. We are in that Discord right now, so please join up if you feel like. And obviously, this video will be linked in the description box for you to look at on your own. It's hard to timestamp right now because he's still live, but either way, you can kind of search through and find where we're talking, where we're reacting to. So, I say without further ado, let's just get into this. Here's Valhalla VFT debunking this. Here's the title: The Dark Truth Behind Con Artist Mitch Snow. Here we go.
What we're going to go over in this video, we're obviously going to go through Mitch Snow. We're going to expose a bunch of his lies.
I hope this is the right starting point, by the way,
stories, and as well as his
right
30-year background with domestic violence, punching women in the face, kidnapping children, all verified through court documents, and him admitting to. By the way, we'll get into all that. A lot of people.
Any of that's true.
We say
credibility's gone.
Matter what this person's backstory is. And what we're going to lead with actually is that it's the most important thing. His credibility as an eyewitness is all this story has. I want you to think about this. What does the entire Fort Huachuca story hinge on? It hinges on one eyewitness's account of supposedly seeing Erica Kirk and Brian Harpool the day before Charlie Kirk's assassinated. There's no evidence of that. There's no pictures of that. There's no metadata of that. There's no nothing of that. The only thing we have is one person's eyewitness account. Now, if I can show you that this same person has a 30-year history of being a pathological liar, as proved by the courts, it actually does matter.
That'd be very
because
damning.
What that means is, why would you, the viewer, believe someone who's got such a massive track record of proven lies, which I will show you. And guys, it's going to be all documents. These are not going to be my opinions.
Now, to be fair, I'd still give anyone a listen, but I would definitely keep that in mind. Not in the back of my mind, in the front of my mind. Okay, this person's notorious, caught lying on all these different occasions, things that are like very serious. If it's like something like where it's like a very serious situation, and they're still lying their way through it. Like, what would stop them from doing this too? So, yeah, worthy of a thing to bring up, but I would still give everyone their chance. You know, once again, a liar could be right sometimes, right? A pathological liar could tell the truth at some point. You don't know.
Right. A liar can tell the truth tomorrow about something else.
Yes.
Or on the same topic, too.
Yeah. And that's not me bigging up oh my God, maybe he's a good guy with this Mitch Snow guy. It's more so like for my own sake, for my own understanding of like, well, what did happen? I don't fucking know. Maybe this guy did see something and he's finally going to tell the truth about it. Who knows? But it is still worthy of being aware of someone who's notorious, for lying. That is an important thing to know, I would think. But
serial fabricator,
serial fabulous. We should watch a Michael Tracy soon too. By the way, just to catch up, friends seeing friends.
How we're wrong.
Yeah.
See how we're wrong.
All right, here we go.
It's going to be all documents from start to finish. Okay. Here's what I want to say before we start the show. Obviously, Candace Owens fans are viciously attacking me before they've ever seen the episode. I'm not sure why. I'm not here to attack Candace at all. I have nothing negative to say about Candace. What I'm going to show you is how
I do.
This person is a pretty good con artist. And I'm going to show you how he was able to dupe Candace Owens. I'm not blaming her at all for it, but he did. Okay.
She could have some blame. I'm curious.
And I've seen Coach Cohen
what that would be.
Is attacking me. Baron just got done attacking me. His entire audience is attacking me. Before they've, and I'll just say I'm just a little bit disappointed for you guys if you see this. You haven't even seen my episode. So
I knew we wouldn't attack directly.
Those I don't know what he's done on Twitter. He might have. Not attack, but I thought you said. Did you say tag or attack?
Attack. Like he's
attack.
not gonna. He's not trying to make her an enemy. He's just seeing this guy's lying. You know.
Well, he did the same with the other two guys who I've heard of. Like, once you end up watching enough Candace Owens, these guys that kind of replay her content, you kind of see their names pop up to it. This Coach Colin guy. And I don't know these guys, so I'm not trying to shit on them either. It's just more of, like, there is Candace put something out, these guys are, like, right there to echo it in a way. As, like, it's true or the truth. But it's like, who knows? Like, you can't say you know that. I've used one of these guys' videos before for my own fucking like backdrop of me saying opinions out loud. But I just wanted to say, like, those guys are kind of known for just, kind of dick riding Candace. But I don't know enough to say like that's not fair, probably. But I'm just saying, like, the things I've seen, like I would believe it. If someone told that to me, I could believe it. But either way, let's keep playing. I want to make sure people recognize like this Coach Collins guy and the Baron dude. Someone asked me last week, like, "Oh, who the fuck is this guy? Where'd you find him?" I'm like, he's recommended now to me. Why? Because you're watching Candace videos. That's why.
Hey, bro, did you see my thighs?
What?
I sent a picture.
See your thighs?
The chicken thighs, bro. Chill. Don't get excited.
Fries?
All right, Gen Z. All right, here we go.
I'm not here to attack them either. I still like Baron. I like Coach Colin. I like Candace. I'm not here to attack anyone other than Mitch Snow. That's it. So if you guys want to attack me, that's fine. I saw there was a massive unsubscribe campaign that was leveraged on my account. And I want to say congratulations.
We'll take you down now.
I'll show you guys you were successful. You got me. Yes, 153 unsubscribers. So for those all you in the chat that leveraged that unsubscribe campaign on the last video, Baron didn't attack me? Okay, well, I hope that's true. I haven't watched the episode yet, but everybody in the chat has been saying that. So Baron, if you didn't attack me, then
hey man, weren't you at war?
According to everybody in the chat,
this guy was at war. What the fuck does attacking you when it comes to this shit?
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna work our way through this.
Come on,
Baron defended me.
Saying.
Okay, well let me retract that, guys. So this is the problem, is because we have people in the chat spamming me that Baron's attacking me. See, we can already see it. My bad then, Baron. If you didn't attack me, it was just your viewers or Candace's viewers, which is fine. Yeah, you can call me a crybaby. It's fine, guys. Guys, you're not gonna bully me. You're not going to, I see other people, you have time to shut Nate down. You're not going to shut me down. Okay. All I'm here to do is show you who this person is. Okay. I want you guys to make up your own decisions. Support whoever you want.
He's saying that so humbly because he probably got
I'm not here
nukes for this guy, doesn't he?
Anybody.
Candace,
I like Candace.
No, I'm saying he has like nukes 100%. For this Mitch Snow
Baron,
guy.
Colin,
like,
everybody.
For
We're
his
still
character.
on everybody's team. But Mitch Snow, who we're going to talk about today, is a legitimate fucking monster.
And there you go.
Okay. And for me, the reason why this got personal was not just the story he's telling on Candace Owens, but the fact that he's raised $140,000.
Oh, fuck. What?
And for those of you who stick with us through this whole
Yo,
show,
I was at Fort
the fact that $140,000
Huachuca too. I was there too, man. I saw him.
Is going to
yeah, I was at the fort, bro.
Yeah, you're not going to like it either.
I saw him there, bro.
How am I crying? I know. We see the Candace fans. It's okay. I just keep an open mind.
Erica Kirk was hitting on me, bro. I was like, nah, I'm good. Didn't your husband just die? Like, I'm good.
And this again.
I said no, you know what I'm saying? I saw her there.
Anyway.
Go find me?
Now.
You'll help me out.
This is not going to be for the people who've already made up their minds. This is for people who...
Sorry, gallows humor.
Want to find out who this fucking guy is. And we found out who this guy is. And I'm going to give you the good, the bad, the ugly. See, the thing about a good con artist is there's kernels of truth. And he is a good con artist. He does have good documentation that would get past someone who doesn't really understand the military.
It's a dramatic build-up.
Yeah, relax, guys. This is going to be a couple-hour show. Got to relax.
What?
Let's just ease our way into it. Okay, so let's get started. What we're going to start with at the beginning is talk about the lies that we know, some truths that we know, and then work our way into the vicious litany of the past, okay? And yeah, if you're out, guys, again, this is for people who just want the documents and want to learn something. And again, make up your own decisions. Okay? You don't have to believe me. Take all the information, put it together, decide what you want to believe from there. Okay? All right. First thing we're going to get into, the backstory. Okay? There's some things we have 100% disproved about the backstory. There's some things that are kind of true about the backstory that are going to be interesting as well. Okay, so let's start at the beginning with his story about his initial time at Fort Huachuca, at the border, at the JTF, chasing down the cartels, exposing the tunnels. Guys, I'm not going scorched earth on Candace. I've already said I have nothing negative to say about Candace. Okay, guys? Relax. This is about Mitch Snow.
People are actually locked in on this. It's crazy.
Or Harry Lawrence Myers, we should say. Okay, so the backstory is his time in the military. We all know the story by now. He uncovers this crazy story about how the lieutenant colonel at his military unit is working with the cartels and El Chapo. Right? We know the story. Eventually what happens is, you know, it gets shut down, but then the cartels are after him. Right? We remember that?
I've heard that.
And he told Candace he's on the run for 30 years, hiding from the cartels. He's got to change his name. He's got to do all these things. Well, we found some things out, okay, with his military records. So what we do know is that, yes, Mitch Snow, or as Harry Lawrence Myers, joined the military January 11th, 1989. Okay? So I do believe that he was part of this unit, potentially, that whatever was going on down there. And again, kernels of truth in good con artist lives. He probably was involved in this unit, you know, in some capacity. And he sort of spun that into a story about this insane story about the cartels, you know, being on the lookout for him and him having to leave the military so he could escape the cartels, fake identities, all this stuff. None of that is true. And we found that out is not true because it turns out, no, Harry didn't have to leave the military in 1990 to be on the run from the cartels.
You got
Harry stayed in the military, or Mitch, for another 6 years until November 15th of 1996.
Where he
so what does that mean?
80 feet.
That means no. All of that backstory that he gave to Candace about having to escape the military and escape the cartels, none of that's true because we know he stayed in the military for another 6 years doing regular military shit. Okay? Proven through his military records. Now, what's more interesting to that is we talked to his first wife, who was married to him at the time, who said, when asked, I have no idea what you're talking about. We were never on the run from any cartels. Mitch, or Harry at the time, never mentioned anything about any cartels. None of that was true. But then what you heard later, in a different story, was that Mitch had this horrific rock climbing accident in which he fell 80 feet. He broke every bone in his body. And that's why he had to get out of the military.
Disability.
So what we found is Mitch was not medically retired. And again, I already showed part of his DD-214, which again, can't show the whole thing because it's got tons of personal information in it. But I'll show you here his actual bottom portion of his DD-214. We showed here discharge, right? So discharge basically means you were discharged. If you were medically retired, this would say medically retired. So we know that he lied both about his cartel backstory, and we know that he lied about the reason why he was removed from the military. He was not medically retired. Why does all this matter? Because all of these lies are going to compound. They're going to compound. They're going to compound as we're going through this. Interesting truth. And this is where he was able to scam Candace. Is that, yes, Harry actually was, for about 1 year, a Green Beret. He did go through the Q course. He did lie about what he did in SF. He said he was a Special Forces medic. Documents show he was a Special Forces engineering sergeant. Not sure why he would lie about that, but he did. He was a Green Beret for about 1 year. He then tells the story about how, again, in a vicious training or a vicious deployment accident, fell 80 feet, broke his back. Confirmed through United States Army Special Operations Command, that's not true. He hurt his back in a non-deployment, non-service-related event. Talking to guys, we got a long episode to go.
Event.
You got to relax. Again, talking to the first wife, he actually injured his back in a extracurricular event in which she said was while he was drinking. So things we know are not true. All of the backstory with the cartels being on the run, not true. He was still in the military during that. And guys, everybody who served in the military knows you're not on the run from the cartels while you're being stationed at North Carolina, going about your day-to-day life. But this is where he was able to fool Candace, because he did have a little bit of documentation that showed here's his military service, a little bit of military service, but he's what we call a short timer. So he did about a year in group, Special Forces group, and then hurts his back, uses that as an excuse to get out. So the backstory is made up. When it comes to the cartels being on the run, we don't know where that came from. Nobody can corroborate that. According to the Army, that's also not true. People are saying his says disability. Yeah, that doesn't mean medically retired. Completely different. Okay, medical retirement, medical and VA disability, two completely separate things. Okay, so there's no point typing in all caps if you don't understand the difference. He's not retired.
He's looking to smoke motherfuckers.
Which again is more lies. That's lies, and again we are going to compound the lies. So again, to my point,
listen, guys,
for Candace's viewers who are so mad at me, what I'm explaining to you is how he was able to trick Candace, because he did have a little bit of documentation here and there, sort of trick her into his backstory, which most of it's not.
Well,
true.
that does say something about Candace, though. So, right.
Now that we've done that, name change. We got to talk about the name change. Very, very important. So, as he told Candace, he had to change his name and his identity in the early 1990s because he was on the run from the cartels.
Yeah, I've heard that.
That is another lie. He changed his name in 2010 legally to Mitch Snow because that is his current wife's last name, Lene Snow. So, no, he did not change his name. He did not change his identity as he was on the run from the cartels. He did that in 2010. For people saying we only care about the meeting, here's my thing, guys. There is no proof. All we have is his eyewitness account.
Now, I'm going to hit pause right there. I mean, fuck, because I can't say I know, but, he sounds compelling right now, right? Nate, or Valhalla. He sounds compelling in his argumentation about all this. But people should not just. I mean, you can't just take things wholesale up front. Like you can't do that, right? And it's too dangerous of a thing to happen, right? Just saying, like life lesson stuff. Like I know it's boring, but like, come on, you can't just.
Where's Valhalla getting this information from? Records and ex-wife?
Yeah. Well, I'm saying for both. Candace with the Mitch Snow guy, and also him, I guess, debunking it. Okay.
So we got drama on both sides. Candace already had a good show there, and then
Well, that's the thing I'm trying to walk
cutting
around.
this one slowly, like on purpose.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm trying to walk around.
I wouldn't put it past the
Funny enough.
military if someone really did have some kind of accident on duty and they didn't want to like fully take care of this vegetable for the rest of their lives, to not say it happened off the books. But it seems like he also corroborated with the ex-wife saying, nah, he was drunk when this shit happened. Instead of the 80-foot fall from the rock climbing thing on duty.
Well, you could do the movie shit, right? Or just like, all right, we found child porn on his computer. You can't trust what he says. Right? That's like kind of the movie shit, but also probably happened in real life too to some people, unfortunately.
Right.
But yeah,
Sprinkle some crack on him.
well, like I wasn't even talking about like Nate's story. I was looking more so at the Candace and Mitch Snow thing. Like, why would you just take that at face value? Why would you do that? Right? It's kind of fucked when it comes to like trying to analyze a scenario. But okay, it's where it gets like darker. It's like, yo, sometimes people can get so embarrassed that they actually just fucking double, triple, quadruple down. And that's when it just like gets worse and worse from there on out. And it's like, yeah, just fucking say it now. Just move on. You're not a bad person for fucking up. And that goes for Candace too, right? Although jury's still out for me in regards to that. Like, would she purposely, dive in with a bullshit story to maybe keep a TV show running?
Keep it going.
Yeah.
Right. Her sitting down talking to Erica Kirk kind of ruined everything. Now she's got this new scoop of, fuck, Erica killed Charlie basically via a whole conspiracy, and that's where this went.
I'm curious where Valhalla goes because he's being very nice and saying, "Oh well, I think she got tricked," which is very possible too. I brought that up in the Alex Jones video we just did. Yeah, she could have got tricked. Same with the French Legionnaires and the French-Israeli connection that are trying to assassinate Candace Owens, right? But she leaves way too much room for like, well, how'd this happen, right? Or like, hey, you didn't officially report this. Why didn't you do that? Maybe you don't trust the FBI. Okay, fair enough. But you also can't say like, why aren't they responding if you don't actually make an official report, right? It's you know what I'm saying? But all right. Either way, let's continue. I can smell the confidence from Valhalla here. He's like,
oh, speaking of smell,
like, I got this.
Candace has a very tight vagina.
It seems like he did an interview with the ex-wife.
I think Candace's vagina is probably psychopathic too. Thus.
I love Candace's vagina.
Good luck getting depth.
It's my vagina.
Good luck getting depth. All right, let's continue. Here we go.
If you want to believe his eyewitness account at the end of this episode, you are more than willing to do that. Okay. Now,
More than okay.
Now that we understand the backstory, okay, a little bit of truth, a lot of lies. Let's move into, this is going to be the bulk of it.
His mannerisms are all like, I'm fucking he's black swanning. I'm confident. I know what I'm doing.
Okay, well, have him refute it.
Not actually black swanning, but
Okay. And also, here's my thing, guys. Anything I say here, if people can refute it, feel free to refute it, but it will not be able to be refuted. Okay. Now let's move into real documentation. Now we're going to get into the deep darkness of this, and it's going to take us a while to get through all of it. Okay. Now, there's a lot of different women involved, a lot of different victims, lot of women who have restraining orders, domestic violence protection orders. This isn't one, this isn't two, this isn't three, this isn't four, a litany. So for all of you out here, if we're talking about the credibility of a witness, for all you women out there, I would highly suggest you stick around and
all you
listen
Candace
to what
Owens
this
hot moms
man
watching.
has put people through over the years and all the lies that have gone into it. Okay. It's hard to know what order to go in, but we'll start with his let's start with, and again, the abuse starts in the 90s and it goes all the way until recently, as of a couple months ago, by the way. Show some receipts. Yeah, you got to relax, guys. Got to relax. We're doing
relax,
it right now.
guys.
Okay, first thing we're going to start with
actually said that right there.
is his current wife, Lene Snow.
Relax, guys.
Who we're going to take first her statements that she wanted to put forward. I've talked to all of these victims at length. I've talked to his children.
Oh, shit.
His son, who's coming
he's
forward this
fucked.
weekend as well.
He's fucked.
And then we're going to go through the court documents, because all of this is going to be corroborated through the court documents. Law enforcement, prosecutor, judges, everybody has corroborated all this. Let's start with the first wife.
Apparently,
We'll say
Mitch
first
has
victim,
a fucking mixtape.
and we'll work our way
here
through
it is.
Okay. So let's start here. This is going to be a statement that Lene wanted to give. We're going to read it before we get into the actual court documents that corroborate what she's saying here. But it's important because you're going to see some very common threads through all of these women's stories. Okay, so from Lene. Lene says, when I met Mitch, his name was Harry. He told me his sob story about how his ex-wife had taken his kids and he wasn't able to find them. He spent the first month of our long-distance relationship on the phone.
It's not me.
40 hours per week.
It's not me. I swear to God.
Stories and interrogating me, learning all he could.
That was actually funny.
I don't use that term lightly. He told me that he started out in the Army and Army intelligence and was trained in interrogation techniques, and in special forces, he was further trained in interrogation and torture. I can verify, as a Green Beret, we are not trained in either interrogation or torture. That is not true. As we move down here,
but doesn't it sound badass?
Into again,
and also, how do you define torture?
Darker. She says, I was unaware that someone like this could exist, especially when it was someone who was presented in such a way, someone who was kind, loved animals, had a hard life, but was looking for peace, for love, and a family. It wasn't until he suddenly found the children he had with his second wife and started court proceedings to pursue visitation that I began to see the monster he truly was. By the way, he has a bunch of kids. They have all been either abandoned or he has lost custody of through abuse. And has paid no child support to any of them. We'll get into all of that. Just to give you to start building the character of this person. He accused her of horrible, and again, this is going to be a very common thing with Harry, is accusing everyone of being after him. He's the ultimate victim in the story. All these women abused him. The cartels that you're going to see here, the cartels are after him. The Army's after him. Women are after him. Judges are after him. Prosecutors are after him. Everybody's after this guy. And including all of his exes. They're all the abusers. He accused her of horrible, unfathomable things. I was angry. I told him there was no way that was true. And he can't write that in his declarations. This is about his previous wife. He insisted that it was true, but also that you needed to exaggerate and lie to the courts to be believed. He tried to make me lie for him, but I refused. But when forced and threatened to do so, I used my words wisely to placate him. Come down into here as we start to get a little bit darker. And again, these things are going to be corroborated through the court documents. By then I was scared and I was pregnant and then raising a baby mostly on my own. While still being forced to help him with the case, he was already beginning his abuse. First, it was mental and emotional. The gaslighting and the nonstop manipulations. I was so confused and didn't know what happened to the man I had fallen in love with. I kept thinking, if only I could do better, be better, make him happy, he wouldn't stop. But that was the foolish part. It only got worse. He hit me for the first time when my son was 2 weeks old. he started on one of his fights where he'd suddenly so angry and yelling in my face. This is going to become a very, very big pattern of abuse across all the victims. I never knew why he would do that. Why? What had I done? Why was he doing this? He was acting like all I had done is something terrible, but I never knew what it was. I was forced to listen to him yell. That day, he kept yelling until I was in tears. All I wanted to do was get away. I picked up my son and tried to go upstairs. He stopped me. He grabbed my son out of my arms and he slapped me across the face. Then he told me that he had to do it because I was hysterical. I was literally only trying to walk away from him and his insanity. I was eventually allowed to go upstairs with my son and sobbed with my baby in my arms. So what he did, and this is going to become a common theme, is he was using his current wife, Lene at the time, to try to help him get custody of his kids of Gretchen, the previous wife, who he had also abused.
Make himself look good.
He was not able to get custody of.
Look, I have a healthy life.
When the case with, and this is going to be a pattern, he does this over and over and over again with each of the victims moving forward.
I can't say I know.
When the case with Gretchen ended with his parental rights being terminated, I was secretly happy for them. I'm still so sorry I played a part. He wouldn't have been able to do it without me. He used my savings. He used my money. As you're going to see, there's a lot of this. My mom gave me it as an early inheritance, and when all that was gone, he forced to take out money from my 401k. So here we go. This is when we're going to see this from a lot of different people, including women.
Oh, he's Karl Marx. Okay.
Law enforcement officers, sheriffs, who all say sort of the same thing about him. He tells women sad stories, claims all the women before him abused him, took his kids, and we're actually going to show you video of him on a podcast literally doing this with a fake accent, by the way.
I mean, psychologically speaking.
Did horrible things to him, weaponizes the new woman against the previous woman. Very possible. Huge pattern of this. I believed him at first until the stories got more and more insane. It's now happened with me several women he hasn't dated.
Very harsh about not taking your pain out.
They always believe him at first, eventually see the truth and leave him. I've endured 9.5 years of post-separation abuse at his hands. Okay, so that's Lene's statement. And again, I wanted to give all of these victims a chance to give their own statements straight from them before we jumped into the court documents to show these things. Okay, let's get into the court documents. What's that have to do with Fort Huachuca? We'll get there. No, again, all of you who are trying to justify abuse, it's fine. We're going to get there. We're building a pattern of lies and manipulation across it. Okay, so this is
Jesus Christ
from Lene Snow, and we're going to work our way through this.
Posturing as confident.
And we're going to show you all the things that the prosecutors, sheriffs have all said and corroborated as lies, things he's done. Okay, so she says,
he could be right. That's the thing.
Obtained a protective order against Mr. Snow in April 25th, 2023, based off his lies about me and his kidnapping of our son. Yes, we're going to get into this. His kidnapping of his son, which is why he got arrested. And then later, multiple times. And then threatening to murder the judge who made the decision. Again, we'll get into all that. Order
either murdered judge and he's
not include our son. However, Judge Shea Brown made it abundantly clear to Mr. Snow that he was to return our son. This is after he kidnapped him, essentially, to me that afternoon, and that would not not complying would not be acceptable. Mr. Snow has a long history of making up false stories of my son being abused. These are really disgusting. We're going to get into. I have never made false claims about him. He has done enough, and what he has done, hard enough to believe. That I don't need to muddy the waters by making up stories. Mr. Snow was the one coaching and forcing our child to claim that I abused him. He was convincing our then 11-year child that I did not love him, I was fake nice, and that he would never have to see me again. He was the one who Judge Shea Brown determined was, in fact, using coercive control against an 11-year-old child. As we jump over here, this is the habeas corpus that was forced to get him to return the kidnapped child at the time here. So
I'm sorry, I'm going to pause this real fast. Now, this guy could have did all this shit, right? But once again, it does come down to, was he lying about... Well, I think actually Valhalla did a good job with that as well, I think, with the I guess, receipt that Candace shared. That made sense to me. If you remember that, if anyone remembers that, where it's like actually debunking like him as a witness in regards to said events, right? At Fort Huachuca, or whatever. And now he's like going, okay, your character is wrecked, and also your actual direct thing in regards to, you know, Charlie's security or Erica Kirk or this fucking congressperson. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. But if someone just saw this by itself, it's not necessarily good enough. Which is not to say it means nothing, but it is. You do have to, like, you know, like, oh, hey, man, it's not the shit on you. It's more so like, what happened with said event, if it happened at all. That is where I would hope minds go towards, versus just, well, he's a bad guy, so thus, this is the case. That can't be good enough. Not saying Valhalla's doing that. I'm just saying, like, hopefully we think our way through things, like seriously think it, not just a bubble fucking thought above your head. All right, here we go.
So petition for habeas corpus, which was granted by the judge because he refused to return a kidnapped child beyond the time he was supposed to for upwards of, I believe, almost 3 months. But we'll get more into that as we go forward. Just some context. Everybody's saying it's relevant to the case. That's fine. That's fine.
Damn, it's like a...
If you want to put all your eggs in this guy's basket, you can
live?
feel free to do so because we have a lot more to get through. All right. So
I might end up like skipping through.
He's not only made false reports to police, but first called my closest friends and family members with his stories that my dad had molested me as a child and abused our son, including Exhibit A in police report 2016. The police questioned me and spoke to my son. They found the allegations to be untrue. No charges were pressed. Why is all this important? Because he's got a history of making up lies, which have been proven false by...
Okay, he's circling back to the...
Again,
Candace story.
The law enforcement, prosecutors, judges, etc. There's a ton of this. Why is that relevant? This is the source. The pathological liar that we're going to see is the person you are believing the eyewitness account of. Which, again, feel free to do that if you want. Okay. He claims to be a victim while showing himself for who truly is, an abuser, making up conspiracy theories and accusing everyone to get out of him. All right, so this is more of the kidnapping stuff here. And let's get down to, let's see where we're at. There's a ton to get through here. Let's see, there's going to be questions. Okay, yeah, so again, this is after he made sexual assault allegations against his own wife, towards his son. Which there's a ton of this. It gets gross. And again, there's some false claims of domestic violence here as well. We're going to look at all these. Okay. So he claimed essentially that he's claimed every woman he's been with abuses him, not the other way around, and et cetera. So he says, here, the second call that month was a claim that I had assaulted him. So Mitch makes up a story, and we'll show that law enforcement corroborates the story's made up. Mitch makes up the story that his wife, Lene, abused him and threw acid or something in his face in a parking lot. And then also that, as you see here, she sexually abused her son. Okay. We're going to keep going. This is more of it. Let's get down into the actual officers' reports here.
Okay.
Yeah, we've seen this. Okay, let's get down. Here we go. All right, the actual police reports and what actual law enforcement had to say. So these are the charges, child molestation charges, that he filed against his own wife, by the way. Again,
oh, damn.
When it comes to making up stories, there's going to be a lot of that. It's relevant.
Are these the Epstein files? What the fuck?
All right, sexual assault report. This is from Sheriff's Department. We
Gallows
come down
humor.
here. This is the officer on duty talking about when they received the call. Says that Mitch Snow, then said that he believed his wife, Lene, had been sexually assaulting his 4-year-old son. This gets dark. Before continuing the conversation, I contacted an on-duty officer, explained Mitchell was reporting a sexual assault. and requested the night shift make contact with Mitchell at his hotel room. And that he let Mitchell know that he did not believe the child was actually in danger. But if we get into what he accused his wife of, and this is horrific, I almost don't want to read it. Actually, I don't even know if I want to read this out loud.
Just read it.
Because it's so gross. Essentially claimed that his wife was taking naked Snapchats of their 4-year-old son and sexually assaulting him. Now, he then later admitted to the police officer that Mitch hadn't actually observed Lene touching or kissing the child's genitals, but he had made those claims. Again, this is really fucking gross thing to make up about your wife to try to get the child taken away, but he did. As you can see, we move down here. And it's really don't even want to read this. You guys can read this for yourself. The things Mitch claimed about his wife that were proven not true. So it said here at the very bottom of this, during this interview, Lene appeared to be very upset that she had been accused of inappropriately touching their child. Lene stated it was evident that Mitchell was trying to obtain custody of their son and that will go through any length to accomplish it. Lene also disclosed that Mitch had 2 other children from a previous marriage that
Sorry,
he
it is what it is.
Rights to
It is what it is.
Due to child abandonment, which he has. And of course, the investigator said, based on my interviews with both Mitchell and Lene, I don't feel there's any sufficient evidence to reason or continue this with this investigation. So the investigator threw it out under the assumption that it was not credible accusations. And again, you can continue to say none of this matters. However, it does. This is fucking gross. This is disgusting that you would make this up and lie. Lie about this. Lie about the mother of your child with things like this. And again, we're nowhere near done. Let's get into this because now we're going to get into who this guy really is. Okay, so the sheriffs wanted to, or obviously had to talk to him about this. Okay, so sheriffs wanted to know, why are there so many requests for restraints, as in restraining orders and domestic violence protection orders against Mr. Mitch Snow? Let's see what Mitch has to say. The reason why there's all of these women who have domestic violence protection orders and all of these restraining orders on Mitch, under his own words, is because he's hypervigilant, especially when it comes to maintaining self-control, even when under attack. My military records can verify that when I was placed in hopeless situations, I admit, scared me to the core and have scarred my soul. By the way, Mitch was never in combat. Mitch never saw war. So I'm not sure what he's talking about here. Coping mechanism has always been his self-control. We're going to see that's not true when he admits to punching women in the face and things like that here in a bit. And then he is asked again, why are there so many requests for restraining orders in the system? Because this is the only way that abusive and controlling people seeking to exploit me and those like me can ever possibly cause me and those like me any meaningful damage, as nothing else keeps me under their thumb. So again, this is going to be a common theme. Mitch is the victim. He's the victim of the cartels. He's the victim of the army. He's a victim of, these women. He's a victim. We're going to see he's the victim of judges. He's the victim of prosecutors. He's the victim of, a corrupt system. He's always the victim. And it always appears, again, as he says here, in short, I'm a victim. I'm a victim of vulturous people looking to take advantage of people with disabilities. And then a victim in a system essentially brands me as guilty before accusations are made. I dare my wife or any attorney to find physical willing of my medical records, which we've talked about. He hurt his back. This is made up. He did not fall and break every bone in his body. So here he says here, the reason why he can't abuse these women is because he is physically not capable of lifting or dragging his wife's body weight, without extreme chance of being partially or fully paralyzed if he attempted to. And so here, and again, this is his own words, my military record and injuries do not scare those who believe in stereotypes in general of little no interest in understanding veterans, as they perceive I can do far more than just protect myself from harm. So again, his claims are he can't protect himself from harm. He's this poor Green Beret that's just getting abused by women. Well, even though he's got a litany of domestic violence on top of it. So again, lies, 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 lies. As he said here,
Okay.
and this again was proven not
I
true.
think we get it, but
I have caught Lene inappropriately naked with my son in her bed at night, taking pictures with Snapchats, etc., etc. Okay. Again, we went through the
this multiple times, saying the same thing. The women are abusing the kid.
Of when,
again, seemingly so.
He kidnapped his child and forcibly
or schemes to get custody.
We haven't got to that about what happened when he kidnapped his child.
Do the same scheme.
We'll get to that because that adds in a bunch of other people when he threatens to kill judges and different things like that.
I mean, do I let this
We'll get
play?
to that. But what I wanted to first show you is,
well,
again,
it's
his first time.
A collection of the same stuff.
Somebody said, why isn't he in jail? He has been in jail. He's been in and out of jail, as we're going to see as we go forward.
Okay, that's what I want to hear. How much time did he do?
I see how far behind
Look at all the people defending.
He's already.
This is crazy.
Got this guy nailed. Like he's just enjoying.
We're not even to him admitting to punching women in the face and shit, guys.
I don't know how much further.
Yeah, look at this. Who cares? I do. I do care about that. There's no crashing out. Again, guys. No, he doesn't have any. Somebody said he has receipts for the meeting. Where are his receipts for the meeting? Again, guys. He has no proof of anything. Everything in this guy's story hinges on, trust me, bro. Trust me, bro. Look at this. Look, these are. I want you guys to see who these people are.
Yeah, you can't do this with the comments, man.
You
can't do it.
Just keep in mind who these people are. But again, this is not his first time doing this, making up wild stories and being on podcasts. If you guys didn't see, Jesse on Fire talked about this and showed this. He's done this before as a fake with fake accents with a different fake story. Let's take a look.
You did. Meeting that happened. I couldn't of your story in terms of where you went, what time you were there, that there was this big meeting that happened. I confirmed the location with other people that are on Fort Huachuca currently. I can confirm everything with metadata. I obviously can't confirm that you saw who you say you saw.
There you go. As Candace said. I cannot confirm
who
you said you saw.
I thought she was saying she could confirm with metadata that you were there.
Try that again, then. I wasn't really listening. Here we go.
Huachuca currently, I can confirm everything with metadata. I can't confirm that you saw who you say you saw.
There you go. Okay. As Candace said.
But listen to Valhalla real quick.
You say who you said
you saw. You're saying opposite.
It 100% hinges on Mitch Snow and his accountability. Now, if you're accountable, would you be doing stuff like this?
If you had to put it at a percentage, would you?
Garage that she
Now watch this.
95%. Okay.
95 to 99. I mean,
So he's not even 100% sure, by the way.
I mean, well, that's saying something.
But here's him on a different podcast with a different accent, with a different story that he's trying to crowdfund money for.
Lures me to the garage that she pre-set up to be like a.
This is important, okay? This is some kind of like podcast that he's doing where he's talking about an incident that supposedly happened with his wife where he was arrested for domestic violence, okay?
Yep.
This guy is a Green Beret, supposedly, right?
Yep, supposedly.
Okay, this is a crazy...
We know he was, or we think he was, as far as we could pull, but it also makes the story way less credible. Again, he's getting kidnapped and beat up by all these women when he's 5'10", 250-pound Green Beret, by the way.
Fire is what he is. Okay, ready? Watch this.
Maybe he's
Green Beret.
Al Capone.
That's the same branch that he was in.
Hoarded stuff was stacked against the windows and the other doors. So
you notice how he has a different accent? He's got a southern accent in this one, as he's on a different.
Yeah, but that's what Valhalla was in.
I thought he had a southern accent with Candace in the clip he just played. Right? I don't know. I thought I heard like a southern like drawl a little bit in there. Whatever. Okay. Can't say I know.
With a different conspiratorial story about a bunch of corrupt judges in Washington that are out to get him. Is it starting to sound familiar? The whole world's that's out to get to Mitch Snow, just like the cartels and the army. He's got a pattern of this.
And she lured me in there and attacked me. Hit me with a hammer and, break my thumbs, my feet.
Okay. This tiny woman that he's married to lured him in and broke both his thumbs with a hammer. This 5'10", 250-pound Green Beret. Okay.
Back my skull. Eventually, I was hearing my son cry. I was worried about him, having her maul him with the dogs again. And she'd done that multiple times. He had been hurt really bad. So when I heard him crying, I used the hammer to go ahead and break the door handle, pulled on my arm while I was holding the phone, dislocated my arm. That's actually
broken thumbs.
This tiny woman dislocated this 250-pound man's arm. That's why he's in his splint right now, by the way.
One of the surgeries, and I'm still recovering from getting surgeries from it. I saw there was already cops there. They were sitting on the corner at DeMoss Road and Van Giesen out there, Benton City, not far from our house. Like,
again, this is like this year, guys. This is from this year. This is a person who tricks his way onto podcasts to tell crazy stories.
Yep.
Is what this appears to be. And by the way,
yep.
Like I said, this is going to get verified shortly. This guy is full of shit.
400 feet from our house, I could see him.
I think Alex Jones is too. I'm just saying.
That's more of his fucking lies, ladies and gentlemen. Just because you're disabled, you have a disabled percentage in the military, ask all the people in the military here. I'm 100% disabled veteran myself. Does that mean a tiny little woman could trap me in a garage and beat the shit out of me and hold me hostage? It's ridiculous. This is just, again, we're building a pattern of lies. You're going to see over this whole episode, lies, 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 lies.
If she has my Metric albums and she threatens to break them,
and
she would have me, bro.
They weren't coming over. They were just sitting out there outside of their cars talking and chatting with each other. And
it's been an amazing trip. And most of all, the people that I've gotten to meet and hear their stories, it's absolutely fantastic.
The accent kind of went away right there.
I want you to meet a man named Mitch Snow. He's very, very interesting. He is the new Egyptian planes.
So, few things here I want to talk about, guys. Retired Staff Sergeant Mitch Snow. This is his own profile, his own bio. When we talk about lies are important when we're talking about the credibility of an eyewitness. He's not a retired staff sergeant. You can show that by his records. He was discharged. I know I was medically retired from actual serious injuries that involved having both my shoulders completely reconstructed, bunch of knee surgeries. And you know what my document says? Medically retired. But also, he claims he's a United States Army Special Forces medic. He was not. He was a Special Forces engineering sergeant. A medic is an 18 Delta MOS. A engineering sergeant is an 18 Charlie. These are just things, just weird lies. And when people are pathological liars, they'll lie about bizarre shit that doesn't even make sense. Like this. Why would you lie about these two things? You weren't retired. You were discharged. You're not an 18 Delta. You're an 18 Charlie, which would have been good enough. You didn't fall 80 feet and break it in every bone in your body. None of that's true. And so again, to my point, guys, these are all lies. So why would we believe his eyewitness account? And we're not even close to done. Why would we believe an eyewitness account of a guy who's a pathological liar?
Instantly believe, sure.
I mean, you guys want to. And we're not going to stop.
True.
No, we're not going to stop.
Can't do that. You got to be real. But I also understand the questioning,
also,
which is deserved, apparently. Because you're asking them. That's why it's deserved.
Have another protective order that, when is this from? 2025. By the way, this stuff is recent. These are recent. 2025. This is to, again, reinstate the domestic violence protection order against his current wife, Lene. And what did the judge have to say to this? Okay. This is what happened recently when he went on that last podcast and made up all those stories. This went before the courts after he did this.
The courts.
And a judge had this to say. Okay. Whether the respondent has committed or threatened sexual assault, domestic violence, stalking, abandonment, abuse, financial exploitation, or neglect of a vulnerable adult, or harmful acts against the petitioner or any other person since the protection was entered as this to a factor, there has been a significant amount of evidence related to postings on the internet and podcasts regarding this case. Mr. Snow has claimed that he is not responsible for posting, but he has cooperated in interviews providing information. Mr. Snow's actions make
that is booty sniffing
a
right
form
there.
of stalking.
Booty sniffing?
The cops shouldn't be involved in that kind of
violated the terms of protection order. Based on the evidence presented, the court is concerned that Mr. Snow's actions violate the stalking provision of the protection order. This is like what? Earlier this year? These are recent. Okay, and this is from the judge.
They made it recent
again, Mr. Snow
because
spends a lot
they
of time
made
addressing
the
merits
thing
of the
recent,
order
you
rather
know,
than
like
factors that are relevant to the renewal.
like they
Mr.
get
Snow
involved in
has
all
not
these
met the
domestic
burden to show that
violence
there has
situations.
not been a
It's
substantial
not the
change.
case.
Oh, wait, you're saying is all lies?
I'm saying it's booty sniffing. I'm saying if it's high profile, it's booty sniffing. If it happens to anybody else, it's like, you know, yeah, we'll just take it. But in this case, it's booty sniffing.
Okay. Whatever that means. Although I think I kind of think he had a point there. I think I get what you're saying a little bit. I'm still like, whatever that means. It's up to interpretation, I guess.
The cops can be your law dogs in whichever manner you want to go them to go. So.
Okay. All right, here we go.
Let's get naked and do music.
Circumstances that he will not resume acts of domestic violence. Therefore, based on the applicable record, this court grants the motion for renewal and the order is attached. This just happened where the court said, this guy is still a threat. This guy is still a domestic violence and stalking threat against the victim as of this year. For all of you who think he is a credible source, that's this year. And we're going to get into more. There's plenty more victims, plenty more domestic violence to go through. This is one of.
By the way, I'm
and
innocent and
about to see admissions of
all
punching
charges.
women in the fucking face. For all of you,
I didn't do that.
Say, this doesn't
Shut
matter.
up.
It matters to me.
I hope so, Harrison.
Okay. All
I mean,
stuff
I'd
matters
punch you
to
in the
me.
face, but I wouldn't punch a woman in the
Raised
face. That's
$140,000 for this person.
Yes, by a lot,
It
probably.
may not matter to you, and that's fine. I'm not doing it for you. But it does matter to me. Okay, let's jump into the next victim. Another statement, and then we'll get
You
into
better not
again,
charge me
documents
with
and
threatening
admission
you,
to
son of a
these things
bitch.
by Mitch himself. Another victim,
Don't qualify your statement,
which
bro.
is
Stand
Candace
by your
Graysick. And
shit,
again,
bro.
guys, hold on. Let me just say this to all the men out there. To all the men out there in the chat, or to the women. If you had 4 or 5 different people who had domestic violence protection orders against you, who do you think the problem is? Is it all of these people that filed all of these restraining orders and domestic violence protection orders against you, or are you the victim? Are you the 5'10", 250-pound Green Beret who's got all of these charges against you, the victim.
He's worse than me, man. I shit on statures. God damn it.
Let's keep going. Here we go. Let's jump into it. It's going to get a lot worse before it gets better. It's not really going to get better, but it's going to get worse.
Okay.
Okay. Another victim.
Listen. Well, this is. I will link this, and you guys can watch this on your own. But I want to hear more about the actual the direct case about Candace's shit in regards to this Mitch Snow guy. That is what I want to hear. Maybe he has that here. Maybe he's just gonna go hours and hours, which is fair enough. Talking about this guy's character, which is worthy to me. Although it's a little bit more in the legal world of character rather than like. I mean, well, it can. He's kind of using the law as like a matter of fact. Like, this is a bad person because look at these court cases. See this? Bad guy. All right. So it's not really about character. It's more so about perceived character, essentially perceived character. But that makes sense. I get it. I get it. But I want to hear like where it really like digs into the Candace Owens idea of things, because I want that to reflect like, hey, is there any way that Candace could not know about this? Could she be stupid about this? Could she be like blatantly full of shit about this? Where does your evidence lead you to, Valhalla? Because let's be real, there's a lot of full shit artists on the internet. I happen to think that Candace is probably one of them, to me at least. For whatever reason, it doesn't have to be for like Alex Jones working for the White House. It could be for our own purposes, right? For our own viewer count, for our own. For me, less so about money, more so about she wants to be like Oprah. But hey, I'm the thing that everyone's talking about. She might want that to happen, for all I know. Either way, I get a whiff of like not so legit to me. And I'm curious where Valhalla goes. I'm gonna go to his next full screen segment here. One tick. But all this stuff, yeah, sure. Fair enough. Of things about this Mitch Snow guy. But what is it when it pertains to Candace? Here we go.
Right, guys. The type of guy that has like 5 or 6 women that have lifetime domestic violence or restraining orders against him. He's a pretty trustworthy guy, right?
I am lagging, so I'm going to leave and come back real fast. Forgive me. Yeah, here we go.
We're building that up. Let's keep moving. Let's get into some dark shit, huh?
I guess there's some dark shit. Yeah.
So this is. Oh, never mind. This is the state. This is the state of Washington against Mr. Snow for felony charges and threats to kill a bunch of people, including judges. We'll get to that here in a second. Let's get to the domestic violence protection order against Mitchell Snow from Candace, who we just saw was the statement we just had from being assaulted, raped, all those different things by Mitchell Snow. So as you can see here,
okay,
the DVPO,
a girl named Candace.
Notice and hearing, protected persons,
fair enough,
current or former spouse, etc. As I want to move forward here, as we get into actual text messages and emails and admissions.
So far, I'm sure this guy's a fucking weirdo.
Here we go.
And it's like, no offense.
This is where they start. Okay, so this is where it gets insane, as you're going to see.
Once again, please go check out this video that will be linked to see all this stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if the guy's weird based on all the things that Valhalla showed me. I can't say I know all these things are true or not, but I gave it a listen. But I once again, I want to hear about these other characters involved in regards to all this stuff. Here we go. In regards to like Candace Owens herself. Here we go.
And so, as we continue with this, for those of you who want to continue to support this man as he's raised $140,000, and we're not done, guys. $140,000 as he admits to
more.
punching fucking women in the face and trying to gaslight them and trying to emotionally manipulate them into insanity. There's no lacks. You think somebody said that lacks context? Just straight up admitting to just punching a fucking woman in the face, that lacks context for you? And guys, this is, do I need to show you again what this is from?
Jay-Z did that on a couple of occasions. Everybody was like cool with it.
Protection order investigations, guys.
People were cool with that? Oh, shit.
This is real shit from the courts who did investigations into this. We're not even through all the women. And so this is my point with all of this is I entered this feeling like, okay, I'm going to figure out the truth about the story. You know, is this guy really who he says he is, right, with his military story? And then I start learning all of this. And I'm horrified. And you could say, oh, well, maybe they're making it up. Not every fucking woman for the last 30 years. The first wife, the second wife,
You're just a
third,
feminist,
fourth,
Valhalla.
multiple women in between.
You're just a feminist.
Nah, you're just sniffing buttholes. Sniffing those buttholes like you do.
About to turn 40 years old.
Shut up, Harrison. Fuck you.
I have never been arrested. I have never had a misdemeanor. I've never had any charges against me. You guys can look and find them up. And I'll bet you the vast majority of men in this chat can say the exact same goddamn thing. Because normal men who are out doing the right thing don't have 7 fucking domestic violence protection orders.
You been in the joint, bro?
All these
domestic violence, fuck now.
Men who
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about anything.
do not have 5 restraining orders against them.
Shut the fuck up, Harrison.
They're not
Shut
in
up.
and out of jail.
I'm talking about
the fuck out of women and admitting to it and kidnapping children and threatening to kill women and judges, which we're going to see next. But you have people like this.
Oh, you already showed us that.
People saying,
threatening a judge.
who cares? I care. And this is why I said, this ain't about Candace to me anymore.
If Valhalla fans or Valhalla himself ever see this portion of the video, if they ever see this, it's when I make my arguments about like, hey, because this guy could be full of shit and an asshole in these other areas does not mean he's lying about this scenario. It's not to say, that's not me saying who cares about this stuff. It's extremely important when it comes to, like, character is extremely important to me. Extremely. Like, even if he's, like, if this guy was saying, like, a truth out loud, not saying he is, by the way, I think, even Alex Jones, I think, like, kind of cleaned this up for me mentally, as, like, this is probably bullshit from this Mitch Snow guy. But, I'm saying, like, it's not to say who cares. If this guy was telling the truth, I'd still be like, yeah, but look at your character, though, bud. It's very important to me, still. Less so about law stuff and more so about why are you presenting yourself as some sort of, like, beacon of integrity. And I think Valhalla actually echoed that, and maybe not echoed. He said it, I believe. Right? Where he's like, yeah, okay, why do you need to lie about this? Don't lie about this. Like, keep it real. Like, hey, man, listen, guys, I have a sketchy fucking past. I did this, I did that. You know what?
You have to
with
stop
all that considered,
the white man's booty because you guys are in real fucking trouble right now. He's in charge.
Either way, if the guy's like, hey, man, I have a sketchy past. I did some fucked up things, but guess what? This one, I'm sure, like, I'm not bullshitting about. That would probably come off better than, you know, trying to hide shit. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, this is not me saying who cares about his past. No, that is important. Me, 100% is very much important. And in fact, I've seen Candace do more for less, if that makes sense. Do more kind of antagonizing for less severe situations. So once again, just more things for Jordan to be like, okay, what about their character? Straight up. And honestly, once again, this is gonna sound like a dick riding, but it is what it is. Valhalla sounds more like he means well than Alex Jones, Candace Owens, some of these Candace dick riders, some of these Alex dick riders. He sounds more, hopefully, more like himself than these other people do, in my humble opinion. But once again, I'll leave room for everyone to be a good guy, to try to do the right thing or be an asshole. I leave room for all that. I think that's worthy for an audience to look at. And yes, I'm saying these things because I don't think average people do that shit at all. Forgive me.
Yeah, but
I don't think regular people think that way
don't
at
follow
all.
the law. Average people do not follow the law. They're fucking retards. So you gotta corral them.
Oh, got it.
Manipulate.
That's right. Be our daddies.
Okay.
Yeah, be our daddies.
Yes.
Because you're so smart. Yeah, it's. I'd maybe overdraw and say things, oversay things, but I'm sorry, I'm gonna do it anyways. It is what it is because I look at things like it is what it is, isn't it? We fuck up way too often for things that don't need to happen. We fuck up way too often. In my opinion. So thus I will say these things. Like, oh God, I already know. I've been to Chicago, I already know. I'm gonna fucking say it anyways. It is what it is. Here's more of a
why did you go to Chicago? It's full of darkies. Gross.
I was looking for a gay kid in Chicago. Anyways, let's continue with Valhalla VFT. Here we go.
This isn't about Candace Owens. I don't blame
I think it
Candace
is.
at all.
Not all
Candace
about
got
her, but partially.
Fucking tricked by a guy who's been tricking women over and over and over and abusing them.
I can't say she was tricked.
This isn't only that.
Yet,
With Candace,
I can't
not
say
only
that.
was there physical abuse and emotional abuse, he also took 7 credit cards out in her name.
Oh my God.
And maxed them out.
Harrison,
and left her with the debt.
Are you Mitch Snow? And don't lie to me
This
either.
is what this guy does.
Don't lie
He's got
about
a 30-year fucking history of this.
I don't know who that is, but he sounds cool.
Keep moving.
Are you Mitch Snow?
We're not even close to done.
Oh my God.
And keep in mind, his own children are willing to come forward against him. I'll tell you, and all the men in this chat will tell you.
You know what I'm saying?
The only people saying this are abusers themselves. I want you to look for every comment, every single person you see commenting this.
These might be bots.
These are abusers. Yeah. These are abusers right here.
Valhalla, those could be fucking bots, bro. Well, you know, you being like genuine while they're botting away. I mean, like not like people being bots. I mean, like actual bots, like like fucking bot networks to say stupid shit in your fucking comments or in your chat. But granted, if he emotionally reacted to what he thought someone was saying, I'm not mad at him for that either. Please go off. It's just just saying now. Possibly could be bots. But here we go.
This abuser, Robert, that's an abuser. And that's why they don't think this is a big deal. I do. Let me be very clear. This is the only episode I'm doing on this. This will be a one and done.
He's like, GG's.
I will show you enough to know everything you need to know about this man.
I'm moving on.
I've been asked to come on a bunch of big channels. Alex Jones wanted to have me on today. I said, I'm not coming on today. I need to do this episode. I'm not going to go on anybody's channel.
Alex Jones is full of shit. Valhalla,
and you know why?
One day
because I don't want this to be about me. I'm not trying to build notoriety. I'm not trying to build the story. I'm not trying to make it about me. I could. I'm not going to. I will one and done this. I will expose who this fucking guy is. And you can believe what you want after that. He is 100% a fucking
I hope you
monster.
mean that. Well, maybe not that. Whatever. I hope you mean what you're saying in general.
We're not done. Now let's move into.
I mean, you haven't learned
What
yet, but
happened
he will
after-
booty sniff you too. So,
Oh
problem.
my God, Harrison.
You have to
You have a crush
you
on
have
me or
to deal
something?
with
You have a crush?
in the YouTube university.
You have a crush or something, Harrison? What's going on? You okay, man?
No, I'm just not picking a side, bro, because you beat me up just as much as this guy would.
I actually think I would. This guy, I don't know. I don't know if he would fuck you up or not. He says he's ex-Green Beret, Special Forces, fucking. But he's got like fucked up knees and shoulders, bro. He might be. might have some liabilities. I mean, like like hand fighting, right? Like a fist fight. I think I fuck you up, bro. I won't lie to you.
Oh, in a fist fight? No, I would not be Jake Paul to you. I would fucking be fucking Larry Bird. I would trick you the fuck
Larry
out.
Bird?
I would sneak in and give you a liver punch. Reals.
Nah, I cover for that. It's okay. Either way, Harrison versus Valhalla. Who wins? I mean, he says he has fucked up shoulders and knees. I'm sure you do too with your whatever the fuck you've been doing in your life.
I can't beat Anthony Joshua. He's too big. But
Pause.
I can beat
Pause.
you.
Pause. Nah, I mean, you don't know my hand speed, do you? It's not fair because if you walk into someone with hand speed and you don't know they have it, you're kind of fucked.
Did you see Jake Paul's face after that fight? Did you see the left side of his face?
Cracked his jaw, man. Yeah.
Fucking dude fucking broke his fucking face.
Did you see,
Josh, are you here?
his teeth? Harrison?
That right cross is amazing.
Did you see his
And
teeth?
Joshua.
Harrison.
Oh my
Did
God.
you see his teeth? They were like turned sideways, bro. I was like, holy shit. That's why you don't open your fucking mouth as a punch is coming in. Like, he had his mouth gaping.
So those are fighters. We're not fighters. We're just talkers. So. But if you wanted to fight,
I'd do
I'm
a
your
sanctioned
boy.
fight with you. That'd be fun.
I think it would be too. I think Josh would come.
Side note. My mom finally finished that mosaic, and she sent me a picture. I put it in voice chat.
Oh, nice. Is it me knocking Harrison out with the mosaic?
Look at it. It's like 13 feet wide. It's a huge fucking thing, man.
Okay. I'll look at that soon. He's got more documents and shit. Let's see what he says in the next non-documental thing. Here we go.
Stories. Okay. Okay, let's keep moving. New victim.
He's got more. Oh my God.
More domestic violence, it turns out.
Okay. So where's he at now? Is he answering questions? He's probably answering questions. I think. Let's hear a little bit of that. Because he is thoroughly, I guess, with all this shit.
This is what this fucking guy does. Massive fucking disgusting history of this.
Once again, the video will be linked. Description box. Look at it on your own.
How many lies do we need to see for this to not be a
As I'm
credible
imagining
witness?
step back right crosses on Harrison. And he falls to the ground.
Is it just me?
Your hands can't move that fast, man. Why are you so...
And again,
are you that tall and big?
You
hands
can,
move
and
fast.
I wanted you guys to watch this whole episode.
They'll be confused.
You can decide who you want to defend.
Big guys are supposed to be slow.
Whatever.
Absolutely fine.
Big guys are supposed to be slow. And then
But for
lightning
me,
strikes.
Yeah, and if it's just me, you know what? Here's what I'll say. If only I care about this, if only I am disgusted by this amount of domestic violence and the horrible thing this guy's done to all these
Was
women and
you,
children,
bro?
by the way, again, abandoning all his children.
Oh my
no
God,
child
that would
support.
be a great
He has
fight.
no access to any of his children.
But
all the lies, all the domestic violence,
You're right.
punching women in the face. And this isn't
Apologize.
even all of it. All the
What?
stories. There's even more. If I'm the only person who thinks that this isn't okay,
Valhalla?
that's fine.
That would be a good fight.
That's fine.
You're probably in the same weight class too.
That's
he
fine.
has fucked up shoulders apparently.
I'm full of shit. I provided you every fucking document. Every fucking document. I've gone document by document. None of this has been my opinion.
He's giving you the okay
I have
sign while
shown
he
you
does it.
line by line. Sure, we can do a poll. At the end of the episode.
We're going for it, bros.
Line by line.
Me and YellBro. We're going to fight.
Not done yet, but we can do a poll.
1v1.
Name the venue.
Who?
Alaska
Thanks.
Nature Reserve.
Mitch.
Oh my God. Why do you want me to spend that much money, bro? Come on now. You can do it.
Major pause. No
I
shirts.
know where you live.
Major pause. No
Shut
shirts.
the fuck up.
Major pause though.
If you do, that's fine. I provided you all the documents. It's all there. None of that was my opinion. And I get it. You're upset. There's a lot of cognitive dissonance going on right now. And I understand that. And again, this is why I'm not attacking, not have I said one negative word about Candace in this episode. I've not said one negative word about Baron or anyone in this episode. Not one. We are 100% focused on this person.
Okay, so I'm gonna end that there because it's gonna go in that direction. I'm personally not mad at asking questions about, hey, are you full of shit? But when it comes to Candace, the Baron guy, I don't really know as much, honestly. I probably played some of his stuff here, like not me not on video, but like on the side because he was live. But I usually when I do that, I'm not even listening to what the live stream is. I'm just playing shit. But either way, okay, this guy's like at least lawfully and documented weird past, which I think is fair enough to bring up. That's fair enough. But either way,
right,
we'll leave it.
So if you are like on defense and in a court case and you have a criminal past, unless if you don't testify, you plead the fifth, or you just don't testify when it's your opportunity to. They don't bring in your criminal history. But if you testify, they bring in your criminal history.
Okay. But I thought those were like individual court cases.
Well, Dubster,
right?
You're a self-admitted drug dealer. So we need to get to the fucking music videos to like make everyone happy.
If I got a new charge tomorrow and I pleaded not guilty and I went through the whole thing and I did not testify, I just pleaded not guilty, had my lawyer say everything in my defense, and it wasn't me and I wasn't going to testify, it would be, okay, this is the case. But if I talk, since credibility is the question, the prosecution gets to introduce my criminal history.
Past. They only use your criminal past in the sentencing phase. You're safe, Dubster.
No,
they care.
They can, and the jury gets to know. The jury gets to know my criminal past if I testify.
So you can
do they really? I don't believe that they do. I believe that they sit still and they listen to your bullshit, and then at the end, if they think you're guilty, then they can judge which way to go. Now, if you were convicted of something, it's a different story. And that's important to note because that's a sentencing phase. That's the most important part. the most important part of the entire trial.
So you can be like a character witness against yourself, essentially, if you talk too much. Is that what you're saying? Both of you?
No.
No,
I am not saying anything Harrison just said.
No, well, okay. What you were saying, you can be kind of like a character witness against yourself if you end up like testifying in court, because if they can bring up your past fucking criminal record or whatever the fuck,
right?
You're essentially like, yeah, good.
Well, so they could ask you anything relevant, right?
If I do not testify,
though, right?
Right. If I do not testify and I still plead not guilty, and I have my lawyer do all the defense to my case, and I'm not talking, then my criminal history stays out. Second, I testify on the stand, my criminal history is now relevant because my credibility is relevant.
Yeah.
Because I am speaking.
You can end up being a character witness against yourself. Of like, didn't you steal 10 candy bars from Bob's candy shop, on May 22nd, right? They can end up doing that, right?
And I could lie about that right then and there. And they'd be like, well, it shows that you were convicted.
Yeah.
Right. It shows that, yeah.
Fair enough. Okay. Well, either way, although I was hoping that Valhalla would go, I skipped around to be fair, but I was hoping he'd go more so into the, hey, this guy in regards to this particular case, not just character stuff, which he did do, which is important too. But I want to hear like, here's proof of how this guy was not even there at all. Or, I mean, he kind of did that, but like I was hoping more in that direction of like, hey, this thing is bullshit. This license plate is bullshit. Is in regards to saying like this guy was here. This Chevy, what was it? Equinox. Like, oh, the Chevy Equinox. This is bullshit. This wasn't here. Like I was hoping for more for that, because once again, it's like it was just like what was said earlier. Like someone could be full shit on all these different things, but maybe be like correct about this thing. Which is not saying he is. It's just saying like that's more so of the arena I was hoping he was going. But I guess he went straight up with character. Like, okay, this guy's been caught being full of shit, and he called him pathological liar. So how can we just trust his testimony in regards to this Fort Huachuca fucking thing, right? But either way, fair enough. I still think it's worthy of going over for sure. But I'll leave it there. There's your video. Please subscribe if you feel like. Comment, agree, disagree, whatever you want to say. Like, once again, I've probably made fun of all, like, enough people with different thought processes. So you want to yell and scream about it? You want to say, yo, Candace is the best, or Candace is the worst, or Valhalla is the best, or he's the worst? Please go ahead. I accept all opinions. Don't forget to share, support, hopefully donate to all the links in the description box. Also, please check out the Discord link if you want to join that. We are in that Discord right now. Harrison is hankering for a fucking music thing. I haven't even released the first one. He's still... Come on, YellBro. Let me sniff
I don't even know what I'm going to do.
Let me sniff your butthole and play some music.
Webster might even beat me. He might even get me to the punch.
Pause. Both of those are pause. Either way, please join the Discord if you feel like. Everything I showed you, which is basically this video, right, will be linked in that description box for you to look at on your own without us pausing, talking over it, or skipping through the video, which is maybe the main infraction of what I did with this video. So please look at it on your own. And with all that said, give this video a thumbs down.